What's up, guys? Welcome back to ManCave Collectibles, coming at you today with another figure review. Today we're going to take a look at a 2-pack that we recently picked up on one of our toy hunts at Walmart. This is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles NECA movie Foot Soldier 2-pack. This is one that I had not necessarily been looking for, but we just happened to come across it. It was, I believe, the first time we had actually seen it out in the wild, and figured this is certainly a good opportunity to do a little army building for our Foot Clan for our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie display shelf. So really happy to find these guys. I believe they were $49.99 retail. Let's go ahead and jump into the box. So as we typically can with NECA, we're able to see the contents inside the box for the most part. We're able to see most of their accessories, the 2 foot soldiers. We've got that kind of iconic movie poster look here for the front of the box. I just love, this here is so iconic. You know, when you see that, you immediately know what movie and where that's from if you grew up in the 80s and 90s. We also have a little advertisement here that this does include the weapons rack, which is one of the main selling points for me when I saw that that was a part of this 2-pack. Flipping on around to the side here, we do have a little bit of product imaging here of the foot soldiers themselves. And then flipping around to the back, additional product imaging here of the foot soldiers, as well as some images of the turtles from the movie. And then a little write-up here from NECA about this 2-pack, and then just additional product imaging on the other end of the box. Let's go ahead and crack these guys out of their packaging and see what we got. All right, guys, we got our ninjas out on the table here. Now, one thing to note right up front, these two ninjas are identical. It's just a reissue of the same figure for both of them. There was also a single carded version of these, which I had already picked up. It is also identical to this 2-pack. Now, we do have a lot of accessories. Let's jump right on into those. So as you can see, they do come with a fully fist hand straight out of packaging. They will come with the gripping hand here where they can hold the different weapons. There are 2 pair of these, so you will have no problem with both of them holding their weapons. They look really nice. They do have their armor there on the back. You're also going to get a pair of open hands here. Actually, you're going to get 2 pair of these, one for each ninja. These look really nice. Lots of great detail on these. You can see even got the wrinkles there in the palms of the hands, got the armor on the back, painted very well. Now, straight out of packaging here, the bandanas that they have, these bandanas are kind of made to sit on the shoulder to just kind of give off that impression that they're just kind of hanging or dangling down there and resting on the shoulder. You're going to get one for each one. You're going to get these that kind of, you know, they appear as if they're kind of blowing in the wind, I guess you could say, when you put one on. I'll show you how that looks. So if you want to kind of go with more of that look there, you can. Now, you know, these can be manipulated however you want them to go. But if you kind of want more of that, you know, dynamic posing look, you're able to kind of have the blowing in the wind effect there. All right, now jumping into the weapons. So we're going to get 2 pair of nunchucks here. We're going to get one with a bendy wire in the middle, so you're able to do a little more dynamic posing with it. So you can bend that and mold that to whatever, you know, pose you want it to be in. It is just a kind of a flat black paint detail there on it. It looks really nice. You're also going to get one with actual metal chain in it. So this would be my favorite here. I love when companies give us metal chain on nunchucks. And then these actually are painted black, but they have kind of some ridges here that are actually painted silver to give it a little bit of detail there on each of the handles. We're going to get a nightstick here, or at least that's what I would call it. It kind of reminds me of what a police officer would use. But this is just painted black. Actually, it may not even be painted black. It may actually be molded black plastic, but looks good. Has a little bit of detailing sculpt work in it there. We're going to get 2 ninja sai. These are just painted in a nice chrome silver with a black handle that does appear to have a little bit of sculpt work there to kind of give it the wrapped look, almost like the handles are wrapped. We're going to get just a black bow staff. This is another just black plastic staff here. Really no sculpt work or paint work to this one, just a nice straight piece of plastic that appears to be a staff. We also get a battle axe here. This one we also got with the individual single carded foot soldier. Looks really good. Has a little bit kind of a brownish, tannish wash over the silver here to kind of give it a little bit of an aged look. And then just a black handle there. And then another weapon that we've already gotten there in the single carded foot soldier, we get a sword. Nicely painted chrome silver for the blade, and then just a black handle. And then the last accessory that we got here is the weapons rack. So this is pretty neat looking here. So we'll move our And then just back just a little bit, set up our weapons rack here. Yeah, you can basically just take your weapons that you're not going to be using and just pose them, you know, just as you would imagine there on your weapons rack. And I love this idea here by Neca to, you know, include a weapons rack like this. So if you were army building these, you could fill up pretty much every shelf that you have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 6 shelves there to place, you know, weapons on your weapons rack. But yeah, I just really, really like that idea. If you do dioramas or, you know, you have your figures posed in a diorama type of setting, this will just fit right in with your movie figures. I would imagine it could also be used in other lines as well, you know, Mythic Legions or, you know, some of the different lines that are out there that are in this same scale of action figure. So a very nice addition by Neca. So let's take a closer look at our foot soldier. So we'll bring him in here real close and just take a look at that face. Really, really well done. Kind of got some breathing holes there that are painted in silver. Those kind of funny bug eyes that I can remember as a kid. Always wondering why was that? What it was kind of a mesh type of, I guess almost like a protective type of eyewear. So they could see through it just fine, but I guess it would also provide some protection there to their eyes. Got that bandana, got the Foot Clan logo there right on the top. Everything is kind of painted in a black with almost like a blue, like a light blue wash over it. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's completely black. It really looks fantastic and literally like it came straight off the movie screen. The wrapping here around the waist is molded in except for this right here. There is somewhat like an elastic band there. And, you know, what you could do with that band is you could actually place some of the weapons. If you wanted to have your foot soldier, you know, carrying some weapons around, I think you could definitely use that band to be able to slide a weapon in and have him, you know, carry it if you wanted to have a display like that. So that is a really, really neat addition there by Neca. So that's a soft goods band that just has a little bit of elasticity to it right around the waist area. And it blends in really nice. Everything else is plastic, but it blends in really nice. They chose something that really doesn't stand out or make it look like it's completely a different material than what the rest of the figure is. Now, as far as articulation, let's go ahead. We'll look through that. We got a lot of head movement here in the neck. You can go up, down, plenty of rotation here. You've got a kind of a ball peg at the bottom of the neck as well as at the top. So that's what's going to give you just so much. Look at that. That is really fantastic. Coming out here to the shoulders. The outfit is kind of a hard plastic here at the shoulders, so it's going to prevent a whole lot of upward movement. That's about as high as you can get it. You can get the full 360, but it's not going to be end over end because of kind of the way that shirt kind of sticks out over the shoulders there. We do have the double jointed elbows there. You can see it's jointed at the bottom of the bicep and the top of the forearm. So you have the double joint plus a spin in both locations. This forearm armor here will spin around the forearm, so it is not molded in. It is a separate piece, so you can move that around there on the forearm. And then here in the wrist, you've got some articulation, but I do notice that this forearm piece of armor here has a strap that actually straps completely around the wrist area, and that's preventing a little bit of the movement here in the wrist, but you also have the full 360 there. We don't really have any type of ab crunch here in the chest area, but we do have it there in the waist area. It's actually underneath the wrapping that is here in the waist area. So you're able to crunch forward and backward there and get a little bit of a spin. You probably could take that all the way around, but the plastic is a little bit tight on it. As far as the legs, we can get them out to there comfortably. We do have a swivel there at the top of the thigh. We can get the legs up to about right there and do your kick motion. And then lots of range of motion here in our double jointed knees. You can see we can almost get that up there to kick himself. And then also a swivel in that knee. Nothing here in the calf. And then in the ankle, we have your typical ankle rockers there that we see with pretty much every company we review. So really nice articulation on this guy. I think you're going to be able to get him into pretty much any pose that you want to. I'll tell you guys, these movie figures, if this is not something you're familiar with or something you're collecting, I really believe they are superior from a quality standpoint over the NECA cartoon turtle figures. Now, I love both. If you're familiar with my channel, I collect both and I review both. But when you get one of Neca's movie figures in hand, you will notice it's almost as if they have just taken it up a notch. From a quality standpoint, from a detail standpoint, it is truly, in my opinion, Neca's best line. Let me go ahead and do a few little swap outs on these guys, put some weapons in hand, just so you guys can kind of see what they look like when they're have some of their accessories added in. All right, guys, so I am by no means a fantastic poser of action figures, but just to add on some of the accessories here, we got our bandana change out. We've got a Sai here in the waistband holding a sword. We got our kind of open hand, nightstick over here with this guy in his open hand as well. So that way you guys can just kind of see how some of these stack up when they're added onto our Ninja figures. Let me go ahead and grab a couple figures from this movie line so you guys can see how these stack up from a size comparison standpoint. All right, guys, and just so you have a little size comparison here, we have some of the best in the action figure industry in this size comparison. We've got our Toka figure here, which is one of my top all-time action figures. Then we've got our Donatello movie figure as well as our Super Shredder. So these are some fantastic figures here that we have laid out on our table. And you can see where these guys stack up. So you would imagine that our Ninjas would probably be somewhere in the ballpark of about 5'10" to a 6 foot size man, with our Ninja Turtles being just slightly under 6 foot. So there we have it, guys. That is our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie version foot soldiers. Drop a like down below if you guys enjoyed this review video. It certainly helps out the video and the channel. If you're not a subscriber, would love to have you as part of the ManCave Collectibles team, so hit that subscribe button. Check out the rest of our content that we offer, and as always, please drop those comments down below. I love to hear your guys' thoughts on these figures that we take a look at, as well as anything else that we review and look at on the channel. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time.